or we're
He's
gonna go in there.
making
Show's
me
gonna
look like my
start,
eyes are closed.
but you guys will have about a minute or so before I come to you.
Do I look correct to you all?
You look
Does my
fantastic.
CPAC logo
Yeah,
show up correctly?
you look fucking
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Nice.
All right. It's not
The
backwards.
mic placement does
All
obscure
right.
a good bit of
How's
the laugh.
everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a good night. Thanks for coming out for another episode of Social Truth. This is our mock panel. It is set up like a political panel, but it is not an actual political panel. We have some of your favorite streamers here playing characters that they've picked on their own with their own spin on some political ideology. They'll be answering questions from those characters' perspective that I gave them. So the characters, what you hear tonight is not the opinion of the individual streamers. It's got nothing to do with their opinions. If you want to find out what their opinions are, at the end, they'll be shouting out their own streams so you can find them and follow them, give them money, all that fun stuff. So, the reason we're trying to do this is it's a fun little way for us to get together, not be so charged up and worry about political opinions, just have some fun, play around, and hopefully put on a good show for you guys. So, if I can introduce you to who's here with us today, I'd like to start with longtime guest of the show, Jeannie Barnes. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, Jeannie?
Hello, how's it going? It's going great. We ran a great campaign this year. I got PTA president yet again, and I'm looking forward to this panel
Great,
with all these great new folks. Lots of smiling faces across the board.
absolutely. Um, Another. Speaking of the new people that we have, is there a ditch piddle here?
Well, I take offense to that, sir. It is ditch patal, okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Patal.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh,
Well,
it
welcome.
it's okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ditch. What do you got going on?
Well, as you can see behind me, I just got done speaking at CPAC, and the conference was fantastic. But it really does say something about a party when you can't get a word in edgewise because of all the screaming and shouting. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Uh, Thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. And is there a Talos? Did I say that right? Talos?
No, you didn't. And I'm about to tweet to my 50,000 followers on Twitter that you just said my name wrong. It's
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Talos.
Could you tell me how I should have said it?
It's Talos.
Talos.
Talos, like Talos.
Okay. Talos like Talos. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm very clearly an anarchitty, and but that's not like an insult or anything. It's just representative of my views that I hold very dearly. I just it just so happens that I have some humans here who serve my every whim, but don't worry, I'm like still on track to creating an anarchist society in like a year.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you could join us, and hopefully we will not insult your internet fans or you anymore. Um, Long friend of the show, Freedom, Buck Freedom. How you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me again. Buck Freedom is the name. Preserving liberty in the Pacific Northwest is my game. Here again to just try to figure out exactly what it is that makes people think Republicans hate freedom. Because as far as I'm concerned, there is no greater liberal freedom than the freedom of choice. And I think that we can all agree that that's what our people in the great state of these united stands for. So thank you for having me. Looking forward to this chat.
Absolutely, the great states of these united it is,
You
and
know, that's how we
um,
say it in the South, okay?
I'm in the South.
The Pacific Northwestern South. Yeah, the southern part of the Pacific Northwest. It's a subculture. Please be respectful.
Okay, uh, we, Okay, we have one final guest with us. It's a coyote, a Dick Coyote.
That's right. Hello, comrades. My name is Dick Coyote, and today I hope to explain to my comrades here a new path to a economic future entirely divorced from the foundations of our current economic future, feudalism.
Okay, okay, that sounds pretty free. That sounds pretty free. Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm listening. And F bombs, just to be clear, I want to make it known right away, reiterate for all the longtime Buck Freedom fans out there. If you see me holding up 4 flags at any given time, that means I have a question. Okay? One
Gotcha.
through
Four.
3 flags, it's just me partying. So carry
Gotcha.
on.
Got to be all four. All right. So the first question I have is: it was recently discovered that 31 Spanish speaking children between the ages of 12 and 14 were working third shift on the killing floor of a JBS meat plant. The question is, where else could we benefit from that type of child labor in America? Buck,
Well,
what are your thoughts about how else we could put those children to work?
Well, I think that it's important to remember that there are all kinds of things that need killing in these United States of America. And if these children are as skilled a killers as you make them out to be, I think that there are many other good ways that we can put those skills to use. Have they considered joining the police force? The terribly underfunded police forces are like underpopulated police force we have here in the Pacific Northwest needs new applicants, and I hear that our standards are reaching all-time lows. So I think we should utilize some freedom, give those kids some guns, get them out onto the streets where they can keep the freedom and keep the peace.
Got it. So we're we're moving to freedom based on getting more children into the police force because they're on a killing floor in a meat plant. Got it. Um, Tell us. I'm so interested to hear where what other work do you think we could find for Spanish speaking children age 12 to 14 here in America?
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like they're doing good work, but then on the other hand, we can't have we can't have we can't have this. They need to be set free. But then they provided me with meat, so it's so hard to decide. Should we try to free them, or should we keep them there because they're doing good work? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm sorry.
Well,
Wonderful.
I concede my argument. I second the freedom argument that
Well,
Talos made. So I'm going to go
that
ahead and stand for freedom.
that was a sticking to your guns there, Buck, as always. So tell us. I am amazed thinking about the thought of free range children as opposed to children on the killing floor.
Oh,
It actually
absolutely. I'm all for free range children. Just put them out there, like let them stick them out by themselves. I'm sure they'll be able to fend off for themselves, find shelter and food, no problem. How old are these kids again?
12 to 13, 12 to 14, sorry. They
They'll be
are,
fine. Yeah, they'll
yeah,
be fine.
specifically they're all Spanish speaking specifically.
And trained killers, which is
Well,
important to
Yeah.
remember for the
they're
resume.
on the they're on the killing floor, so I guess that could surely mean they are trained killers.
Yeah, they'll be
Uh,
able to find their own food, no problem.
Absolutely.
for sure. Um, Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts on the productivity we could find with these children?
Yeah, it is important to recognize that in the current economic system of America, we have systems set in place that organize the means of production into the control of wealthy dictatorial school teachers who make all the decisions despite not being accountable to the said children or the society at large. Where do these dictatorial roots stem from? Feudalism. We must advance our understanding of the current economic system and advance to a more equitable system, such as China, and allow children to make shoes which we can then use to sprint from the days of feudalism into a new economic system.
Fantastic answer. Thank you for really laying it out there. Jeannie, what are your thoughts?
So I've I in my community there is a very large lack of activities for kids in this age range, and I'm wondering why we're making kids at these age get jobs and we're not just letting them kill these cows as an activity. Like make it an intramural sport.
Interesting.
No,
So
I
still
mean we
have the
don't have. I mean we have we have the rifle team, but they've like kind of turned that into like a color guard, and it's like
yeah, I
a
don't think they
competitive
shoot the
dance type
rifles yet.
thing. So like let's bring back stuff like bow hunting and competitive like the competitive hunting, but like also it's productive
Interesting.
and
Hey, go ahead.
they get to bring home you get to bring home like half a side of beef if you win or something like that.
So it's actually self-sustaining, is what you're saying.
And it saves these companies money. We're saving taxpayers money.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on this? Ditch Patel.
I want to say that it is very interesting that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are actually all in agreement with me on this issue because it is clear that everybody wants to see these kids be hard working Americans making a living for themselves. We have people getting free lunches at schools. Meanwhile, we have these hardworking immigrants, and they are hard workers, making a living at those killing fields that is known as the American Beef Packing Facility, JPS. A great donor to my campaign. I mean, I'm sorry, a great American company. So it is it's quite I find it very good that all of us are in agreement here, and I wish that we could pass this bill post haste to allow labor laws to be a little more lenient on getting kids back to work.
Thank you all for such thorough answers. I didn't quite say they were immigrants. I just said they speak Spanish, but I do appreciate all of you really letting us know how we can be productive. So, staying in the line of food, Thanksgiving is just about a week away, exactly a week away, and crime is raging, so I hear. Is it soft on crime to yet again pardon another turkey without any cause or reason, without any sort of legal structure? We're just, is it soft on crime for President Biden to yet again pardon a turkey? Um, Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts?
It is important to recognize that the entire idea of pardons comes from kings who ruled over a system which may sound familiar to some of you: feudalism. If we are going to progress to a new system, we cannot be behaving like these kings who ruled dictatorially over the people. We must slaughter all criminals and turkeys as they do in advanced socialistic economies such as China or the Soviet Union.
Interesting. I wasn't sure where you were going to go with this one, but that is a wonderful answer. Um, Mr. Patel, if you could please, what are your thoughts on Joseph Robinette Biden yet again pardoning a turkey this Thanksgiving?
Well, in my estimation, pardoning a turkey is a great American tradition where we all have to come together around the Thanksgiving table and eat our turkeys, but pardon one, just like the Lord Jesus would like us to. However, with that said, we must be very much more tough on crime. And if that turkey is a gobbler, it's got to get got. That's all I got to say.
Interesting. Interesting. Thank you. Tell us, I'm not sure how you're going to feel about this bird conversation, but what are your thoughts on turkey pardoning? Is it soft on crime?
I think it's very soft on crime to pardon any birds, considering they're just so edible. But I also really don't like the idea of having someone just be able to pardon a bird. Like I don't think anyone should just be able to say, "Oh yes, I pardoned that bird." Why? Like who is Biden again? He really shouldn't be in power. Like nobody shouldn't be in power. It should be every person for himself, every cat for himself. I just think I should just be able to hunt the bird and not be arrested for it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. That sounds like a lot of freedom. And speaking of freedom, Buck, Buck Freedom, what are your thoughts on pardoning this Thanksgiving bird?
I don't mean to repeat myself, fellas, but as always, I'm going to err on the side of freedom here. I say we free not only that turkey, we free all the turkeys from the turkey industrial complex and allow them a better shot at life. In fact, I say we even go as far as turkey reparations. I think that turkey reparations need to happen quickly, they need to happen effectively, and they need to reach the turkeys that need them the most, because that will truly give them the best chance of enjoying American freedoms just as God intended. Freedom.
Hold up,
Flesh.
hold up. Why
I,
do why
I,
do why do
I
turkeys
agree.
deserve free? Why do turkeys deserve freedoms again?
All Americans deserve freedom, including Turkey Americans.
Are turkeys American though?
Hey,
Absolutely. All
it,
turkeys born in these great United States are vested with Turkey citizenship. And I'll
the,
thank you not to be turkey phobic and suggest otherwise. Okay.
and
I
the
won't be
turkey
on a panel with an anti-turkey like advocate.
Listen,
and the
I'm
turkey is
not
almost a
turkey
national bird.
I'm not turkey phobic. I'm just a bird realist, okay? They just exist for us to eat them, and that's really all that there is to it.
Frankly, I find this rhetoric foul and offensive. All right. And I feel
Jeannie,
that
Jeannie, save me. What are your thoughts on if pardoning a bird is soft on crime?
Um, oh, I don't know. I think I wouldn't say it's really soft on crime because as like a benevolent higher species, really eating these turkeys, we're saving them from themselves. Um, one of my 12-year-olds this year did a diorama about the life cycle of turkeys, and we discovered that sometimes when turkeys are raised in a free range environment, they can drown if it rains. And not because it's flooded, but because they simply looked up and just won't look back down. And when a turkey looks up, it's got its mouth open and then they
What
drown.
are
And
you
and
saying that turtles should also die if they fall on their backs?
I mean maybe. I mean
okay. So this is the classic
we're here
turkeys
to
need to pull
save these,
themselves up by their bootstraps
but are they
argument here.
capable? But are they capable?
No,
And
they're not. They literally die by
and
looking up. This is what I'm
and so
saying.
so if they're not capable of saving themselves, shouldn't we just eat them?
The Lord
Okay.
above said that the free market should decide this, and I'm thinking I'm
I
going to be agreeing
don't remember that
with the
part of
young
my
lady
Bible. I'm
here.
gonna need a reference.
Okay, hold on. You can't just use words like free market and try to trick me into agreeing with you, okay? Free markets are never free. They have a cost, a human cost, and that cost is freedom, all right? And I am not willing to give up one drop of turkey freedom for $1 of your dirty free market profits, all
Well,
right? We need to give the turkeys moral
but if we
consideration at conception. All
But
eggs matter.
if we give the turkeys
Eggs
that
are delicious.
consideration, you
Eggs
wouldn't be
are
able to
delicious.
eat their
Turkey
Hold on,
eggs
wait,
are
wait,
their
not.
wait,
delicious
wait.
flesh.
Let
My
Mr. Patel speak. Go ahead.
If you give those turkeys the freedom, you'll have the freedom taken away from you to eat their delicious flesh. And I don't know about you, but as I said earlier, the Thanksgiving is a great American tradition. And if you're going to try to take the turkey away from me, I'm going to end up taking something away from you.
Well, I think.
Are you are you telling me that there's somebody threatening to suspend freedom on this panel right now?
Wait a minute. So here's what I was
That
going to
was
ask you, Buck. Here's what I was going to ask you. We're experiencing the word freedom in a number of different ways. Of
I
some
would almost
people,
say we're having a war on freedom on this very panel.
Yeah,
well, I
because
don't
you
want.
want to take away my right to eat turkey. And god damn it, I'm an American, okay? And
So
we
are
eat
the
turkey on Thanksgiving,
the
and you're
turkeys
not
are
going to take that
American.
away from me.
I just keep
They're
coming back to the
animals.
idea that somebody can even say that we can eat birds or not. Like, I just think it should be every man for himself. That's all.
So you acknowledge that turkeys are people.
No.
Yeah,
Turkeys are
no, you just
not
said
people.
every man for himself with regard to both humans and birds. You acknowledge that turkeys
No.
have personhood. You just
I
think you should be able to
recognize
murder them anyways because you
I
want
recognize
anarchy.
no, I recognize that people, not including turkeys, should decide whether or not they want to eat turkeys. Hey, if you don't want to eat a turkey, you don't have to eat a turkey. You could just starve on Thanksgiving. It's fine. You could probably go with some, I don't know, vegan food. Like, good luck getting that at the end of the world. Vegan food? Nah, you have to go out there and hunt for your life. And that includes turkeys. I'm just saying we have to get used to this fact.
In a post-apocalyptic
My
setting
my
here,
worry
we would
here is
definitely
that we're
have
not
farm ups.
focusing on the fact that if we give turkeys freedom, there's just going to be dead turkeys everywhere anyway.
What gives you the
And
right
that,
to give anyone freedom? Okay? Turkeys have freedom whether you want to give it to
um,
them or not. You're deciding whether you want to take it away. You're
I
deciding if you want to
mean,
take
yeah.
freedom, not if people or turkey people get them. And that is why you're a fascist.
Whoa, we're just throwing around
Are
Anti-turkey
we?
angry
fascist.
That's
labels.
we're just using the gamer words tonight now, aren't we?
Back
Well,
to the
I'm
gamer
sorry. I'm
words,
hearing
apparently.
blatant
Hey,
turkey
gamers
fascism
helped
in
me win
there. I
my
don't know what
election.
else
We
to
will
call it.
not speak poorly about them.
Ever
That
calling
that
a
is
bird,
true.
okay?
That is true. Well, it sounds like we're having an interesting discussion about freedom and about what even creatures are and stuff like that. With that in mind, Texas and Florida have been getting hit with very dramatic weather. I mean, we all know the winter storms in Texas that took a lot of lives and uh, the
Corey
pipes had
Campbell says you're
frozen.
muted, F bombs.
Say what?
Corey Campbell says you're muted in chat.
Uh, okay, that should be better. I wasn't muted to you. I was muted to them. Um, okay, so the um, the question, since we're talking about all of the creatures on this planet, people, animals, and freedom, the question is, with all the violent weather that's been coming to Texas and Florida, we know about the winter storms in Texas and Ian recently in Florida and other storms. Does God hate Florida and Texas? Uh, what do you think, Jeannie?
Does God hate Florida and Texas?
Yes. So is it
Um,
clear?
I'm not sure if hate is the word that I would go for, but I do think that like they're in timeout, and I think it's deserved.
You think it's
Um,
deserved?
we've had decades of Florida man headlines that were absolutely unnecessary, and then like just there's just Texas is just too damn big, so they're in timeout
Texas
for
is
like
too
they
damn.
and they know what they've done.
They know what they've done.
And I'm
I
not
bet they
mad.
do.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Okay. Um, Dick Coyote, what are your thoughts on does God hate Texas and Florida?
The idea of God harkens back to the days of feudalism. We must, working through communal organizations such as Mondragon, replace God with a worker cooperative. That way, we can control the weather for the benefit of all of us, such as to destroy right wing feudalistic states such as Texas and Florida.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You speak with such conviction. It's inspiring. What are you
Feudalism.
thinking? Yeah, what are you uh thinking, Mr. Batal? What are your thoughts on
Well, I
God's
don't take
take?
I, well, I don't take kindly onto the gentleman to my middle, lower middle here, attacking good, God-fearing corporations and calling them feudalistic and neo-feudalism or what have you. I have you know that these companies in Florida and Texas provide vital services to the American people through their exploitation of natural gas and oil. And what I personally think is that God is just making it easier for us to exploit these resources all year round. By the hurricanes are making it easier to get to those resources by bringing the beach closer to us on Florida and in Texas, making it a little colder in the winter so that it's not so goddamn hot and we can start drilling more all year round.
This process can be done democratically. We can replace these
So have,
feudalistic corporations.
have you ever talked to a worker?
I believe one may have stepped into my classroom at one
Oh, I
point.
see. I see. So you're just a professor. Yeah. You've never worked a hard, honest day's work in your life. You haven't been
Working,
to a coal mine to try to exploit these resources that God so blessed our country with.
mining coal is tied to feudalism. We must
I'm sorry, sir.
replace these
I cannot stand
corporations
here while you
with
try to say all
Mondragon,
these things are feudalism. It is just not going to work.
worker cooperative,
Sir,
feudalism.
when you say worker cooperative, what you're really saying is that a bunch of lazy, entitled pieces of shit are going to end
For
up trying
free,
to
you
make
lazy and
work for
entitled,
free,
sir.
and they're just yes, and they're going to try to work for free. No, what they're going to do is they're going to sit on their ass, eating bonbons and playing their god-fangled Xbox Live 24/7, and
Just
expect
another
people like
conservative
me
that hates freedom. Just
and my donors, I mean my brethren, to pay for them to do these things, and it will not stand.
What you got
I
any thoughts, Tala? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll I'll let our kitty friend go because I don't think she's had a turn yet.
Well, when you say God, I mean, I don't really believe in God. As far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of God around here. But I think that Texas and Florida do deserve what they're getting. They are seeing the results of their years and years of just capitalism run rampant. They've they've debauched their environment, and this is they're just getting what's coming to them.
But
So I just think
but
that
Flo-
we just need to let these hurricanes just ravage these states, burn everything to the ground, and just start over and live in harmony with nature and stuff.
Madam Cat Friend, what you're saying to me is that Texas and Florida, the two fastest growing states in these great United States of America, are being punished for being good hard-working Americans. I don't think I could stay.
No, yeah, they kind
They're
of are.
having the biggest job growth anywhere in the country.
And
Yeah,
this
they get
growth
hit with hurricanes all the time.
this
Like,
growth is to
I think
benefit
this
the
I'm
is
just
top.
just
saying,
nature.
I don't
This is
believe in
just
God,
nature.
but
It's
yeah,
just nature.
Jobs are slavery.
nature.
Dick, Coyote, what do you have to say?
No. All of this growth is benefiting the top, who rule dictatorially over all of us. Jobs are another word for slavery. When you trace where jobs come from back far enough, those same jobs were done by slaves. We must have worker cooperatives where no work happens.
Worker cooperatives where no work happens. Sounds pretty free. Do I see four? I see four. Yes, Buck.
Yes, you're goddamn right. You see four flags because I've got a question, and it's a question about freedom. Why don't we ever talk about the freedoms afforded to God? The freedom to hate certain states based on having shitty people in them. I think that it's perfectly within God's right and freedom to decide that certain states just don't really need to have people in them, at least not the people that they have in them now, and attempt to flush those people out, if you will, using natural forces such as hurricanes. I
How
applaud
is
God for exercising his freedom in this capacity. Hope it works. Look forward to reclaiming those lands for freedom loving Americans in 2050 and beyond.
But what we're really
Fascinating.
seeing, though,
I
is the
think
expansion of beachfront property in these states. So what you're really saying is that God is rewarding the great state of Florida. Darn Ron
Well,
DeSantis.
as the infamous Benny Shapiro once said, people living on the water that those houses won't be there, they'll just sell them before they're gone. So
That's right. That's how capitalism works.
I think the one thing
Capitalism
that
was
we're
what
really
killing these
forgetting
states.
here,
I'm sorry. I just
we're
love that so
forgetting
many people hear that and they're like, no further questions.
I mean, they're free to do what they want, right, Buck? Right, Buck? What are they gonna do? Well, anyway, what were you gonna say, Jeannie?
we're forgetting the crimes that Florida and Texas have committed against humanity.
And against their environment.
Texas toast is too fucking big. Like, like who? I have no words for it. And did
I,
we not spend most of the 80s convinced that there was a basement in the Alamo?
I
Thanks to
agree.
Pee-wee.
I have to agree with Jenny here. Like,
And
Texas
then,
toast is way too big. My turtle mouth is
It's
right?
too big. It should be democratized and broken up among the workers.
I have no idea what this guy means.
It's
Anyway,
too big.
and then we have Florida.
It's too big to fail. We can't let it collapse. We need Texas toast. Its place in the market maintains too much crucial support. Like it's a pillar of the economy. We absolutely
It
cannot
is a
let it.
monopoly that must be
it does
broken up
benefit
among the people.
it does benefit the garlic farmers. That's true.
Well,
Well,
those
and now
garlic
that I've been
farmers, they
abandoned,
got here
I'm going
first.
to move on to the ills of Florida. What other state is famous for bath salts? Is anybody else eating off people's faces in any other
I,
states? I don't
I
think
I
so.
believe Kentucky actually has those happening as well.
Well,
So
we're
don't
not
don't
hearing
deny
about it.
don't
We're
deny the
not
great
hearing
state of
about any.
Kentucky.
Doesn't
Don't
Kentucky
deny
have
the great
like
state of
hold
Kentucky.
on, isn't Kentucky also being punished with tornadoes because they keep demolishing their environment?
Hey, we have
I
zero
wouldn't know
tornadoes
anything
in
about
Portland,
that.
and we have tons of bath salts. Okay, so I just want to
And
make
is
it nice and
anybody
clear.
eating faces in Portland?
I mean,
I
I'm
think anybody that
not
takes
yes.
bath salts are going
Only
to eat a face once
only
in a while.
only the top 1% can eat faces, can afford to eat faces in this economy. We need
And
to
yet in Florida, it's
democratize face eating and allow it to have more access to more people.
That sounds like increasing freedom to me. So I'm behind Dick on this one. I'm pro freedom, as you know, and I support this. Everyone is free to eat each other's faces policy.
I have an economics
I'm
degree.
really glad that you found a dick that you can get behind. But the fact still stands that Texas and Florida have committed crimes against humanity.
Is that like a reach
And
around on?
It's a reach around. There's no crime being committed. You got to help your buddy out.
You are free to make puns of a sexual nature, but please give me a minute to clarify them, just because freedom is important to me and I'm free to understand those hilarious jokes.
So you just
I
want
just needed a
consent
second.
before the joke.
The sexual marketplace is too distributed towards the Chads. We need to redistribute the reach arounds to all
So
people.
wait. Am I hearing this correctly that there are men on this panel that are trying to prevent a woman from making a dick joke?
No. We just want to socialize reach arounds.
Socialize,
You
democratize
Okay.
somebody
the reach
I
arounds.
guess I'm
Because
I'm
what
that
happens when a
that's
small
not
group
what I
owns
wanted.
all the reach
Hold on,
arounds?
hold on.
Feudalism.
That's
Damn
what
right.
I wanted to hear. If I could, I guess there's so much division in this world today. And with all this division, and we're all just looking to do our best, and everybody's so worked up, let's take a slightly different approach. What are you thankful for? Oh, don't all speak at once.
I,
Don't all
I guess
speak at
I,
once.
I'll go. So what I'm thankful for most in this world are the great citizens of Kentucky that keep re-electing me year after year to represent them in the Senate, and of course my donors that give me the power to to give money to everyone else in my caucus. And if it wasn't for these terrible candidates that we had over this last cycle, I really think the Republicans, my colleagues, would have taken the Senate. But that's because of Trump.
If and buts were candy and nuts. What else are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family. As you know, I'm happily married for the past 20 years. I've got 12 kids. We've got another one on the way. I'm not pregnant, we're adopting. And I'm also grateful that our town has yet again for the fourth year in a row elected me as PTO president. And even though I homeschool all of my kids, that means a lot to me.
The, I just want to see if I heard you right. The town voted you president of the PTO and you
Yes,
homeschool.
absolutely. Apparently, you know, I'm so good at organizing that, I organize my all of the things to do with my kids. People that have their kids in school all day don't know what the kids need.
Interesting. Interesting. What else are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful that the American people exercised their freedom to vote and express their will at the ballot box this November and keep the Republicans far the fuck away from the Senate.
Oh, shit, shot fired.
I mean, I'm thankful for the freedom aspect of it, obviously. I'm
Uh,
also thankful that I live in one of the many states that has been so free and forward thinking as to legalize marijuana in the last few years. I look
the,
forward to our brothers and sisters in a couple more of the fine states in this country joining these ranks in the next couple of months as the new year gets here. Can't remember who they are off the top of my head, but I know that we got at least one or two more in this last election cycle. So,
the devil's
we,
lettuce should not be legalized anywhere, even though it'll make a lot of money.
Well,
well,
that actually gives me a good question. I heard you mention a couple times free market earlier. Yeah, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And also, I also heard you talk about some of the storm damage to your state. Is that correct?
I believe that was the the kitty cat that mentioned that.
Well, wait, is it correct?
Yeah, yes, it's actually correct.
Okay. And so the question is, in the Pacific Northwest, in a lot of these states where cannabis has been legalized, it seems like the free market and the vast amount of tax dollars generated really has helped out those states.
But if you're going to try to legalize something just to tax it, that's not really the free market operating. It's really just trying to get more taxes out of hard-working Americans.
Nope, nope. That is the government acting on its freedom to tax you. The government has its freedoms, just like you, just like
Now,
God, just like turkeys, and everybody else
the,
in this
the
conversation.
government is not supposed to represent the government's interest. It's
The
supposed to
government
represent
doesn't.
the the people's interest. And by people, of course, I mean my donors.
So you don't want the government to be free, is what I'm hearing. This guy's anti-freedom, people.
That I mean, if you want to say that I'm anti-freedom, that's your choice, sir. But we all know when we talk about freedom over here on my caucus that we're actually talking about the freedom of corporations to do what they want
Well, and we all
because they
know that
give
when
us
it comes
money.
to choice, your caucus is pretty
My
dead
caucus,
set on trying to legislate all my choices away one by one. They hate freedom.
that's right. That's right. They are trying to legislate your choices away, the choice to kill and murder babies, because we
Wait a
don't
minute. I thought we were
stand
talking about
for the murder of babies, and we don't stand for the right of workers to rise up against a corporate overlord and throwing off their chains like our friend in the middle would like us to do. Because what we really need in America is for corporations to actually do what they want, and that will benefit everybody. And by everybody, of
we don't
course, I mean my party.
Of
if
course.
we're not careful, we're going to have a full-blown feud on our hands soon. And
Uh,
I think we
that's
know
that's
which
fine.
one of us
I
is
think I
most
think the
likely to
last
be
time that we
successful
had
in
an
a full-blown
American
feud.
feud, it
We
actually worked out for the United States.
we
So
need to
it'll be fine. Killing the
democratize
toys was okay.
democratize the killing of babies. For too long, the top of this country has been able to kill without any punishment. This needs to be democratized among the people. Now,
We
I
already know we have a trained staff of killers waiting, ages 12 to 14, that need employment now
That's
that that
true.
plant has been
Yep.
shut down.
And we can use the material for the shoes. Now, I am mostly thankful
Are you
for
saying we need fetus shoes?
that is one way to democratize our
They're gonna
economic
try to
system
make
through
they're gonna try to make
Mondragon
shoes
feudalism.
out of precious,
Like, that's not what they
God
mean when they say
innocent
baby
babies.
booties, okay? That's
But
that's not what those are.
I think I can combine all of these topics into one. Let's just kill baby turkeys and have the eggs for breakfast.
Yes, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, let's
I
do
I,
that.
Now,
I don't think that anybody could disagree with that.
I disagree with that. I
Omelets
will
for
not advocate for
everyone.
state-sanctioned turkey murder. The turkeys are citizens, and they should be afforded moral consideration from hatching, like
Are
from
you
the time they are
seriously anti
hatched.
breakfast right now?
But
I
she said the eggs they're not
I
hatched
said,
yet.
yeah. Are
I
you
Okay, so
being
by the
anti
time they're
I
breakfast
do
laid,
right
bel
now?
I'm just
hold
saying
on,
eggs are delicious too.
Right.
so I think we all agree that we would like to eat these eggs and these turkeys. And for some reason, Buck Freedom is arguing that we shouldn't be free to do them.
I am arguing that the turkeys should be free to eat you if they have the numbers advantage.
Well,
And it
fucking
sounds
bring it
like
on. But like, let's.
I mean that is freedom. We have
I'll
the
take on
number
a
advantage.
I'll take on
We
a
have
hundred
the
turkeys.
ability.
okay,
We
as
have
long
the
as you guys
ability
are
to
willing to put your
slaughter
money where your
millions of
mouth is.
turkeys to provide food for
Yeah, give it to me.
God-fearing Americans.
Put the birds right here. Ah, come on, bring them here,
Okay,
right here.
there
let's
are
be honest.
more
How many
people than
turkeys do you really think
turkeys.
you could take in combat? Two, maybe three before the numbers overwhelmed you?
Are you
No,
serious?
hang
We
on.
should
All
Wait,
you
wait,
need
vote to eat
wait.
is
them.
Imagine
Wait a minute. Wait a
listening.
minute.
all you need is a hose, and you spray it up in the air, and they'll just look up, and then you got them all. They're just gonna die.
Now, let's
And
assume that these turkeys know they're in a life or death situation and are,
I think turkeys are too
engaged in
stupid to
combat with you.
understand when
Just
they're
how
going to
many
be
of
in a
you
life or
Well,
death
okay,
situation.
but he said, wait a minute, but he said, let's assume. So let's assume these turkeys are well aware of the situation and the dangers they're in. Go ahead.
let's say that there's like whoever's there, they just watched me kill one of their turkey friends, and now they know it's life or death. How many turkeys are you taking down before the numbers get the best of you?
Are you
Wait, how
making
many?
this?
How many
wait.
I
turkeys are in this
what
situation?
it depends on the type of tools that we have available at our disposal. In America, we are able to have guns, and I assure you, sir, that any turkey that comes up against me and mine will be decimated by a RPG.
Listen, I'm just saying, I know we've been talking
And the
about a
nuggets.
life and death situation, but turkeys are very, very, very stupid. It's just in their DNA. They have the stupid gene. It's fine. They're just meant to be eaten. That's all.
This person is anti-turkey, and they've been making turkey whistles in the
No,
chat.
they are very
I'm just a
they're very
bird
pro turkey.
realist.
They are very pro turkey.
I'm just
No,
a
They
they
are
have
bird. I'm
pro
been
just a
eating the
turkey
turkey
turkey.
this
realist.
entire time, and I won't put up with it anymore. I am definitely reporting this person to all the proper turkey and bird protection and advocacy groups.
Well,
You're on board.
I have just been
Are you
on
trying to
my
cancel? Are you trying to cancel Talos like Talos? Are you trying? Are you trying? Are is Buck Freedom trying to cancel now?
Ironically, I'm
yeah.
trying to clip
I,
her wings
we're
before she can
we're
spread her
Listen,
ancient
I've
Buck, is
wings.
that
I've
a girl's
already
name?
I've
we're
already
awake, not woke. Okay.
I've already canceled like 3 of you to my 50,000 Twitter followers, so it's fine. I got called a kitty cat earlier. I don't know if you know this, but it's incredibly racist to call someone a
Uh,
kitty cat. It's
Basically a
well,
slur.
you can't hold that
I'm
against
not
me.
black.
I'm
you
just a
gotta
country boy.
you gotta
I'm a
you just have to
old I'm an old country boy. I
you
come from the
gotta
state
check
of
your no,
Kentucky.
you gotta check your privilege. Like you can't
That's
just
why
like
we have
be
this
ignorant.
awake, not woke states in the Republican Party, because these
You know,
damn kitty cats
Well,
are trying to take away our freedom to say words. And if our good colleague down here on the lower right wants to reunite with me in this
oh my,
process to defend freedom so we can say words, I would greatly
absolutely.
appreciate it.
I I will defend freedom in any circumstance. It is a call to action that I will always respect.
I,
And
I
I want to
appreciate
say
that,
for
sir.
the record that I think that the love of freedom could be the oh no, we lost her.
Oh no!
That was it. That did
It
it.
look. It looks like you got
You've
away
done it
with
now.
canceling her.
You did it
I,
now. You canceled
Oh
The
her.
court
no,
of
I,
that didn't
social
make it.
ap-
opinion
I
should
apparently
be
I
going
denounced
woke.
the
democratized.
entire panel.
Apparently, going woke means going away.
She's
Silencing the
Apparently,
cat
technically
voice.
Um, I feel like it's very important for the host to take some responsibility here. I've heard a number of borderline slurs used about turkeys and other groups, and I think that it's on our host to publish an approved list of slurs for the program ahead of the next social truth panel so we know which ones are and aren't off limits. I think that it would just be good for you to set some rules and give some clarity on which slurs are approved for use during the show.
you would
Because
like to
I've
make
heard,
me a list of
I
the.
would like a petition. I would like to petition that no slurs, aka gamer words, be allowed on panels. Just
What?
like the first time I was here.
listen, I just
How
think
how is
I think
kitty
you
cat a
should just
gamer
be
word?
no, I just think listen, you can have your freedom, you can say whatever you
Wait a
like,
minute.
but you
I
are
almost
also
feel. Wait.
free
I
to get
almost
Appar-
feel like I should
canceled
step in
on
here.
Twitter. I'm
Hold on.
just
Wait. I
saying.
appar-
almost feel like I should step in here. I'm sorry, Talos. Talos told you already that the K phrase was
well,
offensive, and yet
out of
you
respect for
chose.
this debate panel, I will
the
refrain
case
from
slur.
using the K slur. But you cannot stop me from calling her a scaredy cat, because when I use that word, she vamoosed.
Oh, man.
And that's
Um,
just a fact. We're
I'm
not
about to
talking
vamose
about
again.
work here.
Or
We're talking
maybe
about the fact that she
maybe
just
her
poofed
internet
like a
connection is
scaredy
felt the
cat.
hate so hard that it just
Well,
fainted.
that's between her and her internet god.
Liam's gonna get
I don't
clapped,
I
guys.
don't
We gotta
really
be
believe
careful.
in God, but nice
Now,
try.
you don't have to believe in God. God believes in you, ma'am.
Well,
I think we
I
all
think
know that since she's a cat, cats are gods, and then like that's the whole situation.
I think that God
I know
loves
it's happening
everybody
again.
and that cats are God is an absolutely perfect place to figure out we're both thankful for those and a great way to end this panel out. I want to thank all of you especially Buck Freedom for trying to cancel all of our Thanksgiving. We are going to have it anyway. Good luck. So
You
we
haven't
won't
heard
be
the last
having
from me.
so we won't be having a show next week. That was our show, Social Truth. I want to thank everybody that was here and our guests out there. I hope you had a good time. I would like to give a chance to let everybody introduce themselves and let you know where you can find them. I suck at modding, so if you have a link and want to throw it in the chat, please do so. But I want to start with Jenny Burns.
Hello, I'm Jenny Burns. I am not. I stream occasionally. The last time I streamed was my birthday, and that was a long time ago. I'm trying to get my link out here. Oh, come on, there we go. You can find me mostly on Twitter. I'm also a digital artist. I have a book out. If you've got any kids in your life that are looking for a Christmas present, I've got a kids book. It's on Amazon and on my link tree. So I love doing these panels. I love watching these panels. It's always great to see people out of their element and sometimes arguing things that are different from what I see them arguing about on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Cypher.
Hey everybody, great time. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be honest, because I didn't know how it was going to go. But I appreciate F Bombs for inviting me on, and this was fun. I'd gladly come back. So, my name is Cypher. I go by the moniker Cypher, also known as Crowdsourced Politics. I stream every Thursdays from around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, covering the news that was with a kind of analysis only the crowd can provide. You can also catch our other shows on Saturday and Sunday, but hey, just give me that follow. We'll be around. Thanks, everybody.
Fantastic. Ice Beans.
Hey everyone, I'm Ice Beans. This was my persona
So
for
cute.
today. I hope you this was amazingly fun. I get to do something like this again really soon. But I'm trying to stream more consistently. Usually it's Mondays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. EST. I have put the link in your chat, so
Please.
just come by and say hi. I'm a pretty chill streamer.
Nice. Orland.
Portland is Burning is where you can find me on Twitch and Twitter for the moment, although it sounds like that's going down in flames as we speak, and I expect that all of our accounts will be unusable for at least a few days, starting very soon. Um, that being said,
R.I.P.
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
Said
Shit
I
show
said
over at
R.I.P.
Twitter HQ. Yeah. Steph's in chat for Twitter and the great people that have apparently been locked inside without realizing it. Hopefully, they make it out and make it back home to their families real soon. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking with Wick and a few other awesome people on his panel about the interpersonal ethics of streamer dynamics, doing Stonercast with Jason Society and a few other cool people on Saturday. I appreciate you having me, and I am really appreciative of everybody being a good sport. Ice Beans and Cypher, it was nice to meet the two of you. Lactoid, Jenny, nice to talk to the two of you again. And also, you can find me at Pro Communism Antifa on Twitter and Twitch.
I don't know. Were you even listening, Lactoid? Pro
I caught it.
communism.
I caught it. Oh, yeah, I know.
Lactoid, go ahead.
Hi, friends. I'm Lactoid, your resident right wing nut job. All my opinions are correct. And so if you would like to be enlightened, you can find me on Anti Communism United, Discord and Twitch, or on Twitter, Anti-Com United, because Twitter is good now and based now that it's run by Elon Musk, a true hero of our time. Thank you so much for having me on, F Bombs. I appreciate it. And good to see you again, Portland, as always, and good to meet the rest of you.
Guys, this was an absolute blast. I'm F Bomb, stands for Facts Based on My Brain. You can also call me Kevin. I'm here 5 days a week, every day but Monday and Friday, noon Eastern. Normally cover a lot of like how to communicate what's being communicated, how to understand what's being communicated to you. And then we do these shows at night and have a little bit of fun. Um, we're here every Thursday night. 8 p.m. is Weed Get Together, fun little weed panel we do where we just laugh at some weed memes. And then 10 o'clock Eastern, we do Social Truth just like this. You guys were absolutely phenomenal. This was a blast. I could not thank you enough. I'm glad you guys had fun, and definitely go follow everybody and go throw money their way. Um, yeah, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much. This
Franz.
was so much
Appreciate it.
fun.
Thank
Yeah,
you
Have a good day.
all.
Had
Great
a good
meeting
time.
all of y'all.
See ya.
Likewise. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks
Good
for
night.
playing.
Bye.
All right. So what the fuck is happening with Twitter? Does anybody know what's happening with Twitter in my chat? Mass resignations. Oh, I don't care about this. This is called freedom, right? If you don't want to work somewhere, you shouldn't have to work somewhere. And if Musk doesn't want to hire you, he doesn't need to hire you. Another employee exodus appears to be underway at Twitter. As many workers rejected Elon Musk's terms of staying with the company. I mean, how many people are leaving? It just says a mass exodus. It doesn't actually say who's all. Yeah. Hold on. I can come to a motel. We could talk about that, actually, if you guys know more about it. Hold on one second. Discord, no video. Where is the... Can't ever find this fucking...
The lab issue.
Hey, what's up,
that
guys?
was fucking bad. Holy shit.
Hey, real quick. Durka said I can stream. Is that okay with you guys or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, it's a whole big bottle of none of my business, right?
I'll get on camera for you too. Hopefully you'll get more
Ooh.
views with a really ugly chick, yeah?
You're not ugly, Durka.
Fuck you.
Hold up. Let me activate my camera.
Just name the place.
Oh, fuck. I forgot if I turn off my camera. Like, this is my shitty camera. If I turn it off, it doesn't work again. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, I had to get on cam today to prove that I was black.
Yeah.
No. To someone else. Not in a not it was another.
Oh yeah, not yesterday's thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was today. It was today.
Yesterday's thing was wild. By the way, that guy sounds like a really nice guy, just totally wrapped up in his thug life. You know what I mean?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lexa, I want to ask you a question.
Really quick before.
Oh fuck! Come on.
Okay. After you're right. You're right. You were first. Go ahead. Ask me the question.
No, you go.
I'm just gonna bring up a whole topic about Twitter. Apparently, some shit's happening. I don't know. Never heard of it. So I wanted to talk about it. But we can talk about whatever.
So the Twitter dying.
Somebody's apparently somebody quit. I don't know. Some people freaked out about somebody quitting.
Here's what's happened. This is, as I understand it, right? It's an evolving situation, but basically everyone got locked out of the Twitter building.
Correct.
There was the stated reason is because there's been some attempts to sabotage it from within. Some of the workers have tried to fuck with things and fuck with shit. That's what they say, right? And so until they can get things under control, and figure out who is doing what and who needs to be fired, etc. They're doing this lockdown thing, a fortress arc, if you will. Will that lead to the destruction of Twitter? I don't know.
Well, wait, how could it? You can't destroy a whole website just by a temporary lockdown, can you?
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out.
I mean, I guess you could destroy an entire economy with a temporary lockdown, so maybe.
It can compound upon things, right? It can compound and compound and compound. So everything that's happened with the checkmark fiasco and all these things can be a compounding influence to lead to.
Well, not with that effort.
But
like we can ruin an entire website with some really bad guidance.
I still believe. I still have faith.
That Elon will see us through.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, who
as
else?
Wick was saying earlier to me, like, someone else is just gonna bring up a new one, right?
People are flocking to something called Mastodon.
Hmm. Mastodon.
Yeah, I'm not into that. If anything, I'd go to Tumblr or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I made a Tumblr
Tumblr.
today.
I don't know. Honestly, if Twitch died and nothing came to replace it,
Just go to YouTube.
it would be a net boon for our society. I'm not gonna. I'm dead serious here. If Twitter died tonight,
You said
and
Twitch.
Yeah, you said
Twitter,
Twitch.
oh Twitter, I should say.
Yeah, like
Twitter
when you said
Twitter.
that, that's why I said just go to YouTube.
I was gonna
I was
say.
gonna say go to Cozy.
I know. I just got 1,000 followers.
I know. You just got 1,000 followers, and you want to destroy your own website, like the website you're on.
Don't go to Cozy.
I'm joking.
Just go to Gab. That's where all the cool people are.
Oh, yeah. No, but I think that if Twitter, to be clear, if Twitter died tomorrow, right, it would have a positive effect on our discourse. It would be a positive thing. Now, the only worry I have is just something will
Why not
come to
Cavera?
replace
Something
it.
else
right?
will come up, right?
Yeah.
But maybe someone else will bring it up and
Because
be
it's
like, "But
too-
I'm gonna make it more free speech." Like
Right.
that's what I was kind of
The
hoping.
thing is, Twitter's been losing money for a long time, right?
Hmm.
This is like it wasn't in a good place when Elon took it over.
Why?
Apparently it wasn't. Apparently they were losing money for a while. So some of the fucking compensation packages were crazy.
Yeah,
like $400 a week or something just for like a food bonus, like on top of like a 6-figure salary. It's like, or was it 400 a day? I don't remember. It was like something wild. I remember being pretty impressed by it.
Oh, so Lactoid, I wanted to have you explain yourself without fucking Destiny's cucked mods being there, so I can give a fucking actual fucking response.
Wait, what cuck mods? So what happened?
Remember we were talking about like reparations or something, and you said that slavery was like a net positive, and
You were in that? You were in that conversation?
Yes, I
Oh,
tried to
boy.
fucking speak, and I got
Uh-oh.
talked over by some stupid fucking mods.
Yeah, that was a fun conversation.
Which mod was it, by the way? Lactoid.
Oh, I don't know. I have a conversation about that topic probably every other week.
So I wanted to hear why you think it was kind of positive.
Okay,
Like,
so
because you say because we're over here now, but
yeah, and super controversial, especially on Twitch. So, I mean, I don't know if how deep I can go into it on this platform, but I'll just say this, right? So, like, obviously, my entire ideology is opposed to slavery, right? It is a horrible thing, and it was a terrible historical event. But when we're talking about like analyzing historical events and their effect on the people today, it's not just so simple as, well, this was bad for this group and this was good for this group because of X, Y, Z. I think it's more nuanced. You need to actually go back and take a look. What would a historical counterfactual look like had this event never happened? That's the question. I think that's going to be important.
So you're saying like there's a possibility that slavery was good for certain cultures because they could have been in a worse off situation now?
Yeah. For people alive today. Yeah.
Which cultures?
I don't expect anybody to agree with me. I mean, it's a hot take.
Wait.
It is a
I
hot
kind
take.
of might. Okay, so like I would say.
I don't think. I don't think
the ally.
Oh my god. Okay, like if okay, in terms of spirituality, no, but in terms of science, yes. Like, do you see what I mean? There's going to be pluses and minuses for what occurred.
I think that, like, look, if you're looking at it from a purely selfish, you don't care who you hurt standpoint, yes, obviously certain actions can benefit you directly, but at the cost, right, of the larger world as a whole. And I think that, again, if you simply look at it like a transactional thing, where, yeah, obviously, if you have the power to enforce this, it transactionally and monetarily, it can give you some short-term boosts. But over the long term, I just don't think it's a thing that can benefit you. And also, when you bring any sort of morality into it, this all breaks down, right? Because the moral weight of of acting like that is just so much that
Okay.
it weighs down all
Okay,
the
wait.
actions.
What if the culture was having like child brides and whatnot, and if the culture was not taken over, that would still be occurring today?
You don't need slavery to do that, right? To take over a culture and stop
No,
bad cultural
but
practices.
it's just saying, did something good come out of slavery? Did they get rid of some bad aspects in a culture? And the answer can be yes, it took away some of the bad aspects and brought in some good ones, but all the other answer is also oppression and yada yada yada, generational wealth, deterioration, blah blah blah. Like there could be good things and bad things out of it.
I feel like I was a little bit misunderstood, so let me just explain.
Okay.
The whole conversation, I don't know if you were here for this part, Yamato, the whole conversation came up as part of a broader conversation on reparations, right? This concept that white people owe black people because of slavery, right?
I see. That's listen. I don't. There's no black people saying that, right? We're talking about like fucking government, or we're talking about giving black people stuff that was old. Like I don't think no black person's fucking running around and saying white people need to pay. Like,
Sure. So my point is though that like when you have the government do it and the government is collecting taxes from the entire population, but they give it to one specific demographic within that population, what has essentially just happened is you've taken money from all the other groups that you've taken money from using this third party, the government, and you've given it to that one party. So it is a wealth transfer from other races to black people if there was like checks from the government for reparations. And so my whole point was like, yeah, like there's a lot of historical events that are evil, but in the same way how we say, look, like, we're not saying current day white people are evil, but like they benefited from these horrific actions that happened in the past. Like it's not just white people, right? It's black people that also benefited from certain horrific historical actions, such as slavery, right?
so how then what system would you use to uh catch people up, right? Like because um yes, I will admit things have gotten better over the years for certain groups, but we're still not at the level that white people are at this moment. So, what would you suggest to help catch people up?
So that's the question, right? So like, it depends on where it's coming from. So if we're just talking about like helping poor people, that comes from a motivation of welfare, not a motivation of like justice or reparation. The concept of reparation is unique in that it attributes some kind of society, like of guilt to a demographic, because I mean it's not about necessarily just helping poor people, because if we did that we would just say, okay, anybody under this wealth under this wealth level gets these certain benefits. But no, it's more about people of this particular race get these benefits, and the people who aren't, even people who might be poorer, they don't get the benefits, right? And so the question becomes like, is there some kind of owed equity between these constructed classes, which are racial groups, right? Race is entirely a social construct. Is there like is there any kind of owed equity between these two groups? And I don't see why there would be. Like, why is it that there is like a societal prerogative to make sure that at some point all black people, like on average, are on par with white people on average? Especially when we're talking not just about like black people and white people, we're talking about individuals. And in this case, we're talking about taking money from some individuals and giving it to other individuals. It's redistribution, ultimately. And if you really value equity, then maybe you'd be in favor of that. But I still don't see why you would want to do it on racial lines. You'd probably want to do it on like economic lines.
Yeah, but like if if people are so far behind, like how do you get them up and out of their situation even a little bit? Like everyone needs a push and something to help them, like whether it be like medication or whether it be, just housing.
Should that be decided based on their economic status or their race?
Yeah, I get your point. But if it's gonna be mostly a race issue, like if it's mostly gonna be that race, then why not make a policy that's for that race?
Because you
Well,
can just make it based on economics. It's also
that's
not
what.
mostly that race either.
But like, well, that's what Reconstruction was supposed to be, right? Like, supposed to be like helping all the slaves that were free out, giving them land and stuff so they can establish that back. But when that got taken away, it didn't help at all.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna side with Lactoid. Okay, I didn't even know like race was an issue, honestly, until I was like introduced to online, basically. Um,
Uh,
I'm
Welcome
serious.
to
Go fuck
American
yourself.
politics.
No, I know, and I'm Canadian, and blah blah
I
blah.
no,
Okay,
I'm not saying that. It's just that
hey,
it's
no,
kind of
but what I'm saying is that if you don't know, like the newer generations, if they're just blanketly unaware, then they're just going to treat people like people. So why don't we stop othering everyone and just say you are human, and your economic status and your health and well-being is what's important, not the past history of hundreds of years or whatever that you don't even fucking know about. Like,
yeah, but those past histories have an effect on the people of
sure,
today.
but
Like
but
you can't
but
like
you don't have
ignore
to
the
keep bringing up the past traumas. You're even going to be traumatizing
yeah,
that
but
person and victimizing them, and psychologically they're going to be like, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. Then yeah, it's hard
uh,
to move on. I don't know.
oof.
I'm gonna let you talk, Yamato, but I have a hypothetical maybe that can illustrate my point a little bit better.
You I don't think you could make up for like then then you're basically saying that most people who've benefited from slavery did it on their own merits then at that point. Like, yeah, slavery was a big fucking thing to happen, and yes, they benefited, but the money that they've obtained for it from all that oppression and shit is through their own merits by that
That's
logic of
not
thinking.
the people today. That's their generational wealth as well. That's not their fault. I
Yeah.
would never go up to
Oh,
someone's
that's sad.
child and be
That's
like, your
literally
parents did something,
sad.
so I'm taking this from the child. No.
Can I?
Those white people who have generational wealth, that's not
It,
their fault.
oh
Well,
god.
I want to like
Like, I'm
maybe I
serious.
want to illustrate this like a hypothetical, right? So like, let's say you walk into like an orphanage, and in front of you are two babies. They're both like 5 months old, and one's a white baby and one's a black baby, and they're both like in absolute poverty, right? They're in an orphanage. Both of them have nothing. They have each have no parents. They have no inheritance. They have nothing at all. Does 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 the black baby here deserve anything more than the white baby? And if so, why?
I mean, they're both equal, right? You would consider them both equal, but like, what's this analogy supposed to be? Like,
So,
is it
well,
supposed to be like, oh, do you think that the black baby deserves more privileges just because the black baby is black? No, that's ridiculous, right? No, we would. All right, so
but that's reparations compared to
I would say,
welfare.
oh god,
Compared to welfare, right? Welfare has the idea of like if you're poor enough, if you fall
so
below a
I would
certain like
ask you a question, right?
yeah.
Like, do you not think anything is owed to the people, like to the children of and to the descendants of slaves? You don't think anything is owed?
No, does the white baby, 5 month old baby who did nothing, they're pure, right? The 5 month old white
But we're
baby.
not talking about. Oh God,
Other white people, Latino people, like
why do you
other
guys
people
So
too.
always make it seem like
No,
one
because in
they're
party?
involved
America,
in those scenarios as well, and they're
Oh
also
God.
innocent parties.
so
What?
the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in America, even though black people are disproportionately likely to be in poverty, it's not like white poverty is like nothing, right? There's more total white people in poverty than there is total black people in poverty. So when we're talking about helping poor people, if you were to like people who are actually suffering, I'm guessing is what you're aimed at because like we talked about the white baby and the black baby who are both 5 months old, neither of them did anything bad to deserve less help. They're both equal, right? They're both equally struggling. They're in the same position. So the idea of welfare, which I mean, I disagree with the other reasons. We can talk about that, but that's less nefarious because it says, look, we're just going to help people who are poor. We're not going to say that like one of them deserves more money because of things that happened to their ancestors. And in this case, they don't even know their ancestors. They're orphans.
Yeah, it's just humanity.
And you'll wind up helping middle class black people more than poor white people. Which, I mean, if we're gonna help people, shouldn't we base it off of like helping poor people as opposed to helping middle class people?
Yeah, Black Yamato, what hang up do you have about this?
What do you mean? What hangout? Hangout?
Like
Hang on.
we're calling it just poor people instead of othering everyone.
Because you,
Okay, like that white poor
it's
person could come from an abusive household and whatever. They're still a victim and whatever, but like there's not a specific thing put in place for abused white people. Like it's good to still teach the history. We do a whole Black History Month here as well.
no.
But
Pretty soon, if I'm not gonna lie, if white people had it their way, there would be no Black history. Like, come on,
what?
I'm
Hell
sorry.
no. What do you mean?
Yeah, all the fucking like getting rid of like fucking critical race theory and all this fear mongering shit. I'm pretty sure that's on the chopping block
You
next.
think I would? I'm white, but like I'm Ukrainian. Like,
I
I think history is so important, especially when you repeat it, so that you don't repeat it. Like when you verbally repeat it, to be like, this is the stuff we shouldn't do. Let's remember that. Never again. Like
like
that's our like
lit.
remembrance day shit.
Oh, this is funny.
You
Like
can still
I feel
you can
like
still acknowledge and remember the past. So like okay, for instance, I've been abused in many ways in my life. But I'm not going to keep holding that and holding me down with that and be like, I'm a victim. I'm a victim. At some point, I got to be like, I got to get my shit together. And there's
I'm
programs out
sorry,
there to
but
help
if you
me.
had an unfair advantage, if you had an unfair fucking advantage over everyone else, it's not fucking
But I
fair to
didn't.
everyone. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
Hey,
about.
gang, I got to bounce, but I love you all.
Love you,
No.
Thanks
Wick.
again for everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god. Um, I
Hey,
will
there's no
say
mods
this.
to interrupt you, right? It's just us.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like if you had an unfucking fair, I'm not saying all white people gotta pay. This is like the weirdest shit ever. Everyone always thinks that like black people just want white people to pay. No, it's it's the government that didn't give people what was promised.
Where does the money get the
Damn.
government? Where does the government get the money?
Oh, I guess the government gets the money from the people. Doesn't matter who, right? Like, do you think that the government wouldn't take money from black people in order to give black people money at either? We're just gonna take money specifically from black people. I'm from white people.
No, no,
That's just
no,
it.
no one's saying they're gonna like we're gonna take money just from like white people. But like, let's say you have like Tom and Joe, and you take $5 from each of them, and then you give $10 to Joe. You have essentially taken $5 from Bob and given it to Joe, right? Even though they both paid in, only one person got the benefit. So it is a wealth transfer from Bob to Joe.
Black Yamato, I think visible minorities would be using these subsidies or whatever in these special programs in these poor communities more often than white people. Well, except for like the per capita, sure, no, but in general, a lot of black people will benefit from these same things if it's just blanketly said that it's for poor people. Like if what you want is the results. So like for instance, like I want to make a bunch of money or like I want a bunch of money, but I don't want someone to give it to me. I want to earn it. It actually kind of matters how you get there. You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like
And if you keep saying I got all this because of this, and you keep othering yourself, and you keep like reliving this trauma, I don't know if that's healthy.
oh god.
I'm serious. Like I, I remember like
You
Even the black
consider
kids I grew up with didn't know they were black. You know what I mean? And I think
like
that's way
do
healthier.
do you believe that
Uh,
like speaking about history is just trauma to black people? Is that what you're saying?
I think it can end up that way. If you keep giving programs because you're special and this happened to you and
But what
victims.
programs are we given? Describe a program that we are given.
No. So
I'm
you're talking
waiting.
about, but you're talking about specifically reparations for black people,
I
right?
I, I just want to know what programs were we given where we're special.
Wait, no, but you're talking about the hypothetical giving reparations. And I'm saying probably why it would be a bad thing. It should just be to anyone and not and to stop othering. Black
I'm
Yamato, you're just human. You're not black. I'm not white. We're
oh
human. We
god.
just look different. No, I'm fucking serious here.
Listen. Okay. So my only point. Okay. What I'm trying to establish here is like that it seems like a lot of the examples you can bring up of like the racism that you'd want to address with reparations is economic racism, right? The fact that because of historical effects, like a disproportionate amount of black people are in poverty compared to white people. And that's true. Per capita, more black people are in poverty compared to white people. But at least I don't. And generally, while those effects can permeate, we don't generally hold a guilt, like an actual, like kind of subconscious guilt that we would for, like, example, like a civil trial, where like if we actually found the person who did the crime, we want to punish them, right? They are guilty of doing that. Their kid's not guilty. Their kid didn't do anything wrong. And so when we come to an example where we have two innocent parties, a middle class black person and a poor white person, welfare would say the poor white person should get the money first because both parties are innocent, but the white one's poorer, right? And so we want to raise like people's standard of living. We want to like alleviate poverty, and so we got to give the money to the white person. A reparations argument would say, no, we have to give it to the black person because of the actions of other white people in the past made it so this black person isn't as far ahead as they would be, right? And so the question comes back, like, you got a white child who's like 5 months old and a black child who's 5 months old. And let's just say the white child's parents were like drug addicts and they inherited a fortune and they blew it all on drugs. And the black child, the reason that he doesn't have any money is because of like systemic racism. Even if that's all the case, would you still say like, okay, would you say that the black 5-month-old is like more deserving of help than the white 5-month-old just because the white 5-month-old had loser parents? People aren't really responsible for the parents they have. I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
And my mom immigrated here, so really I have no,
Where you from again?
Sweden. My mom's from Sweden.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Like, just the I guess the psychological issue I have with it is there doesn't seem to be a way to like make the reparations argument without like attributing some kind of collective guilt, and that's kind of the issue I have with it.
Black Yamato?
Yeah, and I want to give you time, like room to space to talk here because I feel like you've been talked at a little bit. I don't think that's
Yeah,
fair.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh no. Corey.
We needed Wick to speak up and be on his side.
So Corey, you want to come in and swing the mallet of justice?
Let's do it, Corey.
I'm not even. Is Corey in
really
this?
Smart
Is
Canadian.
Corey in this Discord channel?
I don't think he is. I can invite him, or you can. Yeah.
Are we able? I don't know if I'm able to.
I think everyone's able to. Yeah.
He can't right now. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. So that's. I mean, I'll just. I mean, he left. So I mean, I like him a lot, but I'll just kind of go on my soapbox a little bit. I mean, reparations is a sort of unique. It's So to kind of address the point, because there's a point where welfare and reparations are not mutually exclusive, but they are in the sense of there is a what's the term? When it comes to handing out money, like there's only so much resources to go around, right? That's the whole idea of like redistributing resources. So it's not that we can just give out unlimited resources. It's a zero sum game, right? That's the term I was looking for. It's a zero sum game. So whenever you help one person, you're not helping another person, regardless of how that help might happen, right? If you help somebody, and you can define help very broadly here. So by not taxing somebody, I guess you could say I'm helping them, even though really you're not hurting them, which I guess could be construed as helping them. And in response, you're not helping them with the money that you would take from this person and give it to a poor person, right? And so because it's a zero-sum game, whenever you give money to one person from a limited pot, you are not giving money to another person. So whenever you give money to a wealthy person or you give money to like a middle-class person, you are not giving money to a poor person. This is probably, and for the people who are concerned about alleviating poverty most, this is why I get so angry at what I see to be counterintuitive policies such as student loan forgiveness, where we're giving out up to $20,000 in free money to people who are pretty well off overall. Who is more deserving of that money? Is it somebody making $100,000 a year, or is it somebody making $5,000 a year? Well, if we're talking about alleviating poverty, we should be wanting to give that money to the person who's making $5,000 a year. But that doesn't actually, like the ultimate interest in alleviating poverty doesn't seem to apply here. It seems to be much more like a political issue than it is about an actual equitable issue. And so when we talk about like merging reparations and welfare, if we put any of that welfare money into reparations, we are taking money away from welfare. We have to be. It's a zero-sum game. If we take away $10,000 from the welfare pot and we put it in the reparations pot, that means all the poor people, including poor Black people, because they're included in that welfare pot, and poor Asian people and poor Jewish people and of all different races, they don't get that money. This money is set aside in a reparations pot that only goes to specific people. And what is this specific? What is this kind of delineation based off of? The entirely subjective and socially constructed concept of race, which is not real, which does not exist outside of us constructing it, and in all the ways that.
Hold on, Lactoid. That's kind of what I was getting at, and I don't think a lot of people have. I would love to get Corey's opinion at some point if he had the same kind of thing. Maybe he's small town and it's different because I know the small towns are
Fucking
different. Like, here in
Canadians.
Toronto, yeah, fuck you. But like we didn't know race was a thing. I kind of did because I was in a Ukrainian Catholic
You're
school
so
for grade
fucking
school.
Canadian. Oh my god. You're aggressively Canadian, Joker.
Whatever, shut up. But when I went to high school and there was like 4 Black people, also like only 4 Black people in my art school. It was an art school, right? And high school. But I was so innocently like whatever because there's no racism there. I'm like, oh, you're Black. What do you do? What happens? What happens to your skin when you like? I just started asking questions. Oh, like I'm not kidding you. I was so lucky that I had Big Mike as my best friend. He's 6'9", black guy. And I could ask him anything because he's like, "You're cute, you're stupid." Like, yeah, but like it's very innocent here. No one really is that racist. Is Corey saying that
No,
we're
it's
racist here?
well. So there's like 2 levels of there's like
What you denounce me?
I'm not I don't think you're racist.
No, Corey does.
Yeah, Corey. We'll see. It's probably like Canadian specific. I got no fucking idea what happens up there. America's the most important country on the planet. Let's be honest. So the question I think is, well, not a question, but I guess there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to thinking about this. There's like there's like the 90s and the early 2000s school of thought, which is like not seeing race and seeing everybody as like an equal and a human. That's the way to go, right? That's what we want to do. And then there's this kind of new age sort of view of anti-racism, which has been coming up really after around 2008, maybe actually a little bit after 2008, because there was some talk that started after the election of Obama, but really it started getting going a few years after that. And there's some very interesting graphs that you can look at. showing the rates of discussion, like how race is discussed in media. There is like a marked shift in like 2010 and 2011 for some reason. There's a massive shift in like how people talk about race. And the new way of talking about it seems to be, well, you're like it is perceived to be ignorant to assume that we're all humans and we don't see race and it's all like nice and good. What we should be doing is
Wait,
seeing
we
people's
do
race,
see different. Yeah, we do see differences, and
and
then
you
we
should
just
feel bad
sit.
about it.
Wait, no. Okay, I might not like thug culture, but I have had so many thug friends because no, I'm doing it again, aren't I?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're doing it again.
okay, but no, but this is what I mean. Like, for some reason, these words are bad now. Okay, what was the word we agreed upon that was supposed to be good? I can't remember. All right, yay, Black and Mom is back. Sorry, hun. I won't dogpile you. You guys go at each other, and I'll
I
shut up.
wasn't feeling
Oh,
dogpiled. So
okay.
like my thing, I think you're trying to like
I really
think I'm
just wanted
talking.
to walk myself back there though, because everyone just heard me say thug, and it's just like, what was I
Yeah,
saying there?
Wait,
just that's a
what?
term. That's a term that can't be said anymore. It's out.
Oh, okay, and it's
We
supposed
we
to
got to
be.
scrub that from our vocabulary. We just can't say
I,
it anymore.
I really can't remember. It's
So
what are you supposed to say now?
I don't know. Just let's have let's
How do
let
you describe the aesthetic that I'm talking about?
Black Yamada. How would you describe the aesthetic that she's talking about?
Of the word
I'm
thug.
talking about like I'm not talking about race-based reparations. I'm talking about class-based reparations. Like I just because I believe that like black people should have like something, right? Doesn't mean I would exclude anyone else. So if we do like class-based reparations, I guess that it would be a little better. But like this whole thing you're trying to do about the white baby and the black baby, which should you choose? It's kind of fucking bad. And I don't like it.
If it's so, hold on. If it's class-based reparations, so it wouldn't like then why bring race into the conversation at all if it's just going to be based on like poverty level?
Oh, because I wanted to know why you thought the race thing got brought up because I wanted to know why you said it was beneficial.
Yeah, so it's only when we're talking specifically about like reparation, like race-based reparations, is the only time that point is relevant because the argument that I usually get back is, well, there is a kind of like guilt because of the actions of the white slavers. Black people would be
Hey,
further
if you feel guilt, that's on you, buddy. I'm not telling you you should feel guilt.
right. Okay, well, you might not be, but it sounds like your position is actually different than a lot of the positions I was arguing against because race-based reparations usually kind of follows the school of thought that if absent the actions of the white slave owners, black people would be like either equitable or at least much further ahead than they are today, right? Black people alive today. And the only point here I'm saying is, well, if we want to actually take the historical counterfactual of the evil historical act of slavery never happening, the side effect of this would not be that black people in America are like better off. It would be that there would be no black people in America to any substantive degree. So the question is like how can you demand some kind of guilt for an action that really, when we're measuring who benefited most like today from that action, I mean, obviously it would have to be black people.
I don't know. Like you make that assumption, but they were never given a chance to thrive on their own. They were like they've never they didn't have the chance to build their own cities and stuff yet or anything. Someone literally came over, did white man's burden, and like had to help them. Apparently, what they say in the books.
So do you agree at the very least that a black
No,
person?
do you agree? No, I'm asking you the question now because
Okay,
you've asked me like several.
yeah, that's
Do
fine.
do you agree that right that uh they were never given the chance to have self determination?
I don't agree with that. When you say they, who are you talking about?
I was talking about the the slaves or the people from
The actual
Africa.
right, the actual slaves. I agree with you. They were slaves. They had no self determination. Black people in America today have self determination.
Yeah, but I'm not like making a separatist thing. I'm talking about like back then slavery.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, and if the slaves were still alive, they would get money. But I'm not talking about them. They're all dead. So
You kill them, Lactoid?
no, they're old. Like it was 200 years ago. They're all dead of old age. Like they're gone.
Right, and the rich people who benefited from the
They're
plantations
dead.
or chose to
Did you
use
kill them?
slavery for their wealth, they're all dead. So I'm
Look.
not gonna blame the children for that. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not blaming. No one said. Why
Okay,
y'all keep
okay,
doing this? Oh my god,
okay,
this
but
is
what?
completely
No,
unfucking.
I'm saying it goes both ways.
Well, he's not
Okay.
blaming them because he's only advocating for class-based redistribution. The people that I was talking to in Destiny's server were arguing for race-based redistribution.
Yeah,
which,
class-based reparations are based. Race-based is racist.
perfect. Well,
No,
so
it
there's
isn't.
no reason to bring in like race at all when we're talking about
Okay,
reparations.
I'm DMing everyone. What's the other word that you use for thug so
There's-
that you
there-
got banned off Twitch?
Again, fuck.
What? No, I'm
Hooligan.
serious though.
Okay.
Hooligan.
Yeah,
But
hooligan.
That's
That's
not
a great.
the aesthetic I'm talking
No,
about.
just use it. Just use. Yeah, it
What
is.
aesthetic do you want, Durka? Other than thug is like.
No,
Just call me
N-word.
before you came in, I was trying to describe that like you
Super
do
predators.
notice
There you go.
notice that people are that
There you
they
go. The
are
Hillary
different.
Clinton. The Hillary
Okay.
Clinton approach. Super
You
predators.
do notice that people are different, and you might not like that, whatever they're different about, right? But you still accept them. So, like I was saying, there's a lot of people who were hooligans in my friend circle.
face on
Let's call them
Lactoid.
hooligans. This is retarded.
Hooligan's perfect. I understand what you mean.
You know what? Okay.
I hear you.
But I can't
Hooligan.
repeat this sentence somewhere else. They will have no idea what I'm
Well,
talking
no,
about.
yeah, you can.
Just call them the N-word.
Anyways,
No.
like,
Easy
like
clap.
No, don't do
I
that.
looked at them as human beings. Big Mike was that aesthetic, but like he was like so nice and chill and awesome, and that was great. Like that's what I cared about, who you are as a person. But I don't have to like your aesthetic. I could think you look silly, and that's okay. Yeah.
What about like hoodlum? Is that still okay to use, or what do you?
Hoodlum.
Oh fuck.
I don't fucking know these shit either.
Words to me. Wait.
She's a
Because
Canadian
to
white.
me-
I'm a fucking Midwest
Okay,
white. We don't know shit,
because-
okay?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Honestly, because saying thug life got popularized, and everyone was saying
That's
it.
different. You can say that. You can say that.
What
You
the
just
fuck?
you have to, as long as you add
This
life
is the most
after it.
white conversation I've ever heard. Like, out the whitest conversation ever done.
Yeah. So the order of words really matters. So, like
Black Yamato apparently is not a Black American.
person of color, not the other way. You could do only one grammatical phrase.
You know what? I had someone in politics telling me that I'm a POC because I'm Ukrainian. He was serious.
Hey, I don't know.
Anyway, sorry for interjecting there, but I'm messaging people, and even Doobie doesn't know. He's like, I don't know, because what do you say? You say, never mind. I'm angry.
Hey, Durka, do you want to come on a panel about Russia versus Ukraine and defend why Ukrainians shouldn't be murdered?
No.
Wait, when are you coming?
Fuck Russia.
Wait, when is that panel?
Saturday at 7.
Ooh, I'm off Saturday.
Both Ukrainians and Russians are pretty misogynistic, homophobic, and racist. But
On average.
there's a
They
on
sound
average.
like
but there
Alexa
are a
sounds like
lot
she'll
of
get
good
along
ones,
with
and we
most
should
of them.
still protect the Ukrainians. Absolutely. I
Hey,
said,
Alexa, do you
I
want to
have a
come on?
refugee
It's on
Ukrainian
your
in
favorite
my
day,
building.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday sucks. My based opinion is that because I am in favor of American imperialism, we should absolutely fund this proxy war and defeat Russia. But if you look at the historical analysis, if I didn't care about American imperialism, America's not actually in the right in the whole circumstances when you look at everything
Well,
taken in totality.
I have 5 unironic tankies that are going to come on and be like, nah, death the Ukrainians.
Look, I mean, my position is like very shallow. It's just like that. So I'm going to be like, no, America conquering the world good. And they're going to be like, no, it's bad. And then that's going to be the whole fucking debate panel. So
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I'm bringing Dylan Burns and stuff on as well, because I feel like he's a good touch.
Dylan Burns, you're going to bring him on. Holy shit, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe I can make Saturday work.
I want to be there for that.
I get whoever I want to come on. I just I'm just lazy. I'm really bad to message people like last minute because I'm just lazy about what I do.
You're
Why
actually
don't you get
way
Laffy
better.
come on too?
You're way better, honestly. Like the Queen Alexa, you the only issue is that like, and it's not like an issue with you. You just pick bad days for me. But like, you are really good at messaging people like well in advance. You'd be surprised how many people are like, "Hey, 2 hours till the fucking panel. You want to go on?" It's like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
I've been doing this for a while now, so I'm gotten used to being like, all right, I need to give people like 2 days, or give people at minimum a day.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But I
Are
mean, hey,
you
I love
still-
everybody who invites me to panels. Even the people who give me short notice. But it is helpful when I get at least 2 days. That's good.
Oh, I think I might
All right.
go on this
Well,
Stardust thing if it's open.
nice. But yeah, no, Lector, if you can make it Saturday at 7, then you're welcome to come on.
Cool. No, that'd be interesting. I mean, and I actually I can a friend of mine is an Armenian guy who's actually like he knows a lot of what's going on over there because of connections and stuff, and he is very much like he's kind of got a similar position to me, which is like he likes America or whatever, but he the Russian government is not they don't have it's not like they don't have a leg to stand on when you look at like the historical chronology of events going back to like 2011 and then all the way back to like 1990 when you look at everything that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree.
But American imperialism is based, and we must invade the whole world and make it our bitch because that is freedom. You will be free whether you like it or not.
Canada, you're next.
Canada, you're next.
I don't feel very free.
And then we're gonna annex the rest of Mexico. We didn't get it done. Time to finish her.
I still don't know why we don't have British Columbia. Like, why did we left Alaska unconnected? Why? Like, so stupid. And there's oil there.
Well, yeah, well, there's that, and then like when we were fucking genocide all the Mexicans, we were like, all right, we're gonna stop genociding them right here, and then we're gonna stop doing
This
that.
is the line. You're over here. You're good. You better not
I
cross
love
this
military
line.
lines. They're hilarious.
All nations.
Well,
are
that's
military
really what
lines.
happened. It was a bunch of white people in wigs going, okay, no, let's genocide them at this line. No, this one. No, this one. No. This one right here. And then after saying which line to genocide them by, we decide this is enough genocide right here.
By the way, the white people with wigs thing, isn't that so that like the British doing that? Because I was hearing this on another panel. Isn't it so that like your status as a human being and your aesthetics and the way you
So
look
the
shouldn't be
the wig.
contributed
So
into?
it was the way the wigs and how they looked would depend on the aesthetic of like where you were, right? So the more like the nicest wig that you would have, you would actually have this person like money and stuff like that, a lot of stuff like that. But the main reason for wigs was that a lot of these people would lose hair at like
Lies.
super young ages.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah,
in the
lies.
court system.
That's just a traditional holdover. Everyone wore
Right,
wigs.
but the traditional holdover, but like they also have the black garb, and it's so that you're not showing off any of your stuff. You're just blanketed one thing.
Yeah,
it's a uniform.
It's mostly for like authority. Yeah.
Sure.
We give people uniforms. Cops have uniforms. Judges have uniforms.
Yeah.
Lawyers, to some
Yeah,
extent, have uniforms, right? Like if you walk into a courtroom not wearing what you should be wearing, the judge will yell at you.
They wouldn't look thugged out.
Jesus
Oh
Christ,
God,
Durka.
You're not gonna
here
get
we go with
canceled for
Durka's
that, right?
Here we go, Durka's racism.
And that's not racism. It's obviously not racism. It's
obviously
it's a joke.
not.
it's classism. That's acceptable
And
on
I'm
Twitch, right?
literally asking people what other word do I use, and I need a good answer.
We told you,
someone knows a good answer?
goober. No, don't. To say like what did we say before?
Hoodlum?
Nah, I'm not sure even that's. I'm not even sure that's okay. I'm not even sure that's okay
Those
anymore.
damn hoodlums? Like, what do you want me to say?
It's hoodlum, first of all, but yeah.
Hoodlum.
What do they call them in Russia? Well, they have a word for them in Russian. Hold on. Russian gopnik.
Hip hopish? Hip hop.
Yeah, call them gopnik. Call them gopniks. Then like it's white people, so you can't be racist against them. It's great.
What the fuck is a gopnik?
Gopnik.
Gopnik.
Yeah, it's a member of a delinquent subculture in Russia, Ukraine, Belarus. A young man of working class background who usually lives in a suburban area, comes from a poor education and income. They like to wear Adidas and flash gold chains and drink
Oh,
cheap
I
beer.
know those guys. They're great. They have the
Grape
best
Kool-Aid.
videos, especially like drunken fights and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Got
Oh,
it.
do you
Okay.
know, like, do you know who Yankee Tanky is?
Never heard of him.
Oh, well, if you come on Saturday, you'll learn who he is. He's a special one.
Am I gonna come on and just like be yelled at about how the Holodomor was justified and how like is this what's gonna happen?
No
Because
comment.
oh my god,
So, okay, so this is what happened. I'm gonna give you
that
a
was a
rundown of how this
genocide.
happened.
Okay, that was a genocide. Can we
Okay,
agree?
so this is literally what happened. Non-smoker. I put an announcement saying, "Hey, need pro-Russia people. Might do a panel Saturday." DM me. Non-smoker is like, "All right, I'm pro-Russia. I've got 5 friends who are pro-Russia. You want them?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And he's like, "3 of them are tankies. Does that work?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Oh my god, perfect." Like, what are you gonna tell me next? That they're MAGA commies? Oh,
MAGA commie is the funniest fucking
yeah.
political
Guess
development I've
what?
ever
One of
seen.
them is that. One's a MAGA
Oh
commie,
my god.
and it gets better. He's he's Muslim.
A Muslim MAGA commie?
Shit, you fucking not.
Okay, this guy
I
sounds like
shit
he's
you
memeing on
fuck.
us. I don't think this is
It's not. It's
this
definitely
guy's
not a meme.
real.
It's real. Not a meme.
MAGA
Not a
commie.
meme.
Hey,
Look, so he debated Vosh, right? So he debated Vosh, because I've known Vosh for a while. I hit up Vosh after stream and I hopped on and I was like, what the fuck did that happen? And the guy's called Yankee Tanky. And I talked to him. And Vosh like, yeah, this guy's been sending me like a million emails saying that he'd fucking rape my child if we ever debated, and like all of these things. So I'm like, I need him. I require Yankee Tanky. And finally,
these
I'm
people are just
pinged Yankee
unhinged.
Tanky.
No, they're just unhinged.
Yes,
You're like
that's
inviting a
exactly what
bunch
I
of
was.
unhinged people to yell at me. This is awful.
It's great. That's what I'm bringing Dylan Burns on.
Yeah. How is he doing?
He's good. We had
Good.
an interview with him a few weeks ago. Went well.
Yeah. No, yeah, I hope he's doing good. I almost got on the Hippy Dippy podcast apparently. It was
Nice. I was on the 3rd ever Hippy Dippy, and me and Infrared screamed at each other for an hour and a half.
yeah, infrared, no way. I know that guy.
I miss that guy.
Is he not around anymore? Haas?
No, he's banned on Twitch, demonetized on YouTube,
Denying
banned on
Holodomor?
Facebook, banned on Odyssey, um, like just banned.
Is it because of like genocide denial or like what's going on?
Yes,
Yeah, I thought so. God damn it. These
he
people
would go
so
on stream
predictable.
on Twitch. Yeah, he would on his stream while he started
Can you
stream
guys
was
tell me why Sansol was banned?
yes. He said that there's not a transgenocide. He called poly people and demon mama subhuman, which is not wrong. And then he was mass reported and was banned. Now, I don't like Sansol, so I laughed my fucking dick off when he got banned. I'm not pro Deflower, but it was funny because fuck that guy.
You're
But
not afraid to share
that's
your
why he was.
opinions.
I am not.
Subhuman?
I actually said it on a stream like a week ago, and he was in chat like, "I'm sorry." He was so fucking mad because one of his mods was in the VC with us, and he go, "Yeah, I'm a mod for his Twitch." I was like, "You were a mod," and he just fucking lost it.
Mm. Anywho, so it was more so because denying that there's a trans genocide doesn't sound like ban worthy, but just calling a trans person subhuman.
Yeah,
The
that's
reason
banworthy.
Yeah.
the
But he was
reason he was
probably
getting
talking about her character, right?
I don't know. I don't watch Sansol because he's a fucking snake and a rat. So I don't watch him.
How so? He seemed nice to me.
Yeah, I can give you a few reasons. So, like generally when he handles drama, he will tried to find someone to actively throw under the bus. So he'll look at the people who are in the drama, and it's like, you, I don't like you. You are my enemy. And he'll go and make grand gestures that these people have done something. He doesn't know what, but they've done something, right? And he's done this with me. He's done this with other people. I've seen it happen 100 times, and he's just the worst. He's just the absolute worst.
Trying
And
to make
like,
drama? Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see
yeah,
that as
because
being bad.
he's
But
a
I don't know if what you're saying
genius.
is true, but that would be bad.
I know it's true. It has literally happened to me. Like when the Chud and DK drama went down, my name was in some of the screenshots of when they were trying to go after Chud, and people were like, "Oh my God, Queen Alexa in a screenshot! Queen Alexa facilitated the whole thing. I was behind the whole time, pulling the strings, trying to take down Chud Logic." Um, and Sansol was making these grand gestures that I set up the whole thing, and this is just typical Queen Alexa trying to take down big streamers because that's what I do, I guess. Um, and I come on, and I'm like, "So, Sansol, can you warrant anything you've said?" "No, fuck you, rat." And I left. Um, Pretty much exposed him for being a
Oh,
fucking
okay.
liar.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, I don't want to just like blast.
So
Yeah.
Sorry.
apparently, Stardust is having a panel. Is banging your neighbor's cat morally bad?
Oh, I need to get on that. Let me hit up. I need to,
Yeah,
because
you should get
obviously
on it
the
too.
answer is
Lactoid.
no, because I fuck my own cat, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Whoa.
That's fucked up.
It's a me.
That's some furry shit.
amazing.
That's some
I
furry
fuck my.
shit.
Some
To be
disgusting
fair, I only
animal
fuck my
abuse.
dog, not my
Okay,
cat.
that's okay. That's better. Jesus, I thought you were about to be a
Yeah.
fucking. Ready to say something crazy for a second. Oh fuck.
Yeah, my bad. I
Yeah.
almost misstated.
Yeah,
Careful.
Lactoid, you should get in there.
Yeah, I mean, my position is that it is wrong because you shouldn't be allowed to trespass on your neighbor's property. It's the only reason why it's wrong.
That's from fucking ANCAP shit right there. Like,
Yeah, that's the only reason why it's wrong. There is nothing else wrong about fucking your neighbor's cat. So that's
fucking the
basically.
cat. A-okay with me. Trespassing, fuck you.
Yeah. No, trespassing is where I draw the line. Okay.
You can fuck my cat, but you can cross my
Yeah.
property line.
You better not cross my fucking property line. Yeah.
Yeah, you may be fucking my dogs and cats, but you fucking cross my property line, you'll meet God.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually had 2 panels today already, and I am have had a fucking cold this whole time. So I'm like struggling just to keep going. So maybe I mean I could drop that take and then just see where it goes. But Fabian Liberty Scott is currently on the panel, so I'm sure he's dropping
Oh fuck, I can't get on it then. God damn it.
Yeah, I think he's dropping the exact same take I would hold anyway, which is don't trespass to fuck your neighbor's cat, but otherwise you
Yeah,
should.
that blows. I would come on, but he's on there, so Star's not gonna let me come on. That sucks.
Wait,
Oh, well.
do you not get along with him?
He has about 6 videos on me calling me a pedophile. So
Hey,
no.
why do you? I've noticed something. You do you play nice with people? A lot of people. You don't like a lot of people. Would that be fair to say?
That would be fair to say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there a reason why you don't like a lot of people?
Because a lot of people on this platform are fucking mouth breathing monkeys.
That's okay. That's one reason why you might dislike some people. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make it super simple. Me and Fabian got along for a while. Like
I like him.
Had no problem with him.
He's mean.
Then he 180 and was like, Queen Alexa's a pedophile. And he made a bunch of videos about me, calling me a pedo, and he said I need to be arrested. I need to fucking have my grandmother taken away, and I need to be fucking thrown in a cell and left to rot. And then he went talking about me for like 6 months, roughly. Almost every day for like 6 months on stream at some point. I would be referenced. And then he just stopped talking about me because I got his videos taken down on YouTube. According to him, I was coming after him.
Did you get his videos taken down from YouTube?
I did not. I am so anti deplatforming and anti reporting. You don't even fucking know. Like, I'm fine to troll, and I'm completely down to fuck with people. But like, I will not report you. I won't report your Twitch, not your nothing. I don't do that. I'm morally against it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Actually, I'm in line with that. I don't report people. The only people that I would report are people who are making real life threats or like doxing and that kind of stuff. I would try to get rid of them.
I haven't even done that.
Or people who are like intentionally like disruptive. I don't like those people either.
Yeah. I would say as far as a public platform, I would say the person who called for doxing the most was probably Big Papa Fascist. That was
Never
probably
heard of
that
him.
guy was the one who, yeah, or Andrew Wilson. He runs the Crucible. He pretty much said that they need to reveal my real identity by any means necessary. And then he made like a bunch of veiled like threats about it. And then he got fucking that stream. He took it down, deleted the VOD, and now he doesn't. He'll deny that he ever said it, even though we watched it live on someone else's stream as it was happening. But you know, fun times.
Fun times.
People love
Do
me.
you guys agree with me that like it's actually morally good of you to accept things you dislike about people rather than just flat out agree with them and say that you like you know when you tolerate things in the world?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so like
Like
I might
furries.
really sure, exactly,
you.
right? I absolutely think furries is weird as fuck, right?
Fuck you.
But I'm gonna tolerate that.
Fuck both of you.
No, fuck you. Wait. By the way, Queen Alexa, if someone dresses up like once a month, even as a furry, like it's like whatever, right? But if you have to do that every day, all the time, and I gotta start calling you like a dog or something, like no, right? Like there's
Okay,
something
they
wrong
call
with
you
you
another
and
thing
you
is
need
cringe,
help,
but like
huh?
they call it so people who are like, no, call me my animal name. That's cringe.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like
That's kind of what I mean. When people take it too
that's
far
cringe.
and it's just like there's something else wrong there and we shouldn't be playing into this. But out of respect and for someone's mental health so they don't kill themselves, I'll be like, sure, I will tolerate. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm very pro bullying people to suicide.
The
And
fuck?
Hey.
I'm making a joke. Kinda.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like
Kinda.
a
Yeah.
joke.
It's edgy. It's
Kinda.
edgy, Queen Alexa.
Maybe. Well,
That's how you
I
get
don't know.
people
There
not
are
like
definitely some people I would bully into suicide, but
Hitler.
most I am not. Most I wouldn't.
I would bully Hitler into suicide, but that's it. No one else.
Well,
just Hitler.
Not even that bad. Like there are some people who I just don't like, and I'd be completely okay if they just blew their brains out on camera.
Stop. No, stop. Stop. I have to I denounce this evil this bad
But
take.
like a really good example is right when I made Aircraft Sparky stick a gun to his head. That was a legendary moment. But if he would have shot the gun, god tier moment.
Okay. For the purposes of I can't agree. No. This is evil. I fully reject this. I fully reject this. This is Queen Alexa speaking, not me.
Yes, is Queen Alexa me? I run the
Yeah,
political
that's
shit
like
show.
way better than what I said, or way worse than what I said.
Yeah.
Corey, by
What
the
Dirk has
way.
been saying way worse.
No.
Wait. Queen Alexa,
he was going for a gin.
You're hold on, Queen Alexa. You're Queen Alexa. You're still on Twitch, right?
Yeah, I don't stream.
You don't stream at all?
Nope, never. I haven't been live in like 3 years.
Wait, are you banned on Twitch or are you not banned on Twitch?
No, not banned. I just don't stream.
Well, you run a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you stream that?
Through y'all streaming thing. Y'all do it.
You don't even fucking you don't even fucking stream your show?
No, I just do it for fun.
That's awesome. That's kind of what I'm doing. This is just
Yeah, so the main thing for the shit show is I made it for fun, and then it turned into a thing where I wanted to bring people who weren't allowed to say the thing, right? So I saw all these platforms and it became like super selective. Like you can only talk about these things. And I'm like, actually, I want to talk about skull shapes and eugenics and Russia and Ukraine. I want to talk about Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, and I want to talk about all that at once. And then I want to bring 30 people on and scream at each other because it's fun and funny.
I thought you were a leftist. Am I like totally
am. I'm actually far left by the American standards.
skull shapes?
Mm-hmm. Skull shapes, yeah. I am completely okay with hosting any type of debate about anything. I think there is nothing wrong with having conversations about things that most people perceive as bad. Such as, like, I've had shows about the JQ. I've had like 4 or 5 shows about the Great White Replacement Theory. Hell, I had Destiny on for one of my replacement theory debates.
And you didn't fucking stream it.
Nope. I don't ever want to go live on Twitch. That shit sounds awful. I used to stream GTA 5 on the PS4. And then I got the politics on Twitch Bowl, and I've never went live once.
Okay.
Why won't Corey come in here? I want someone to disagree with me.
I think he's. I don't know if he's busy or something. All right. Well, maybe someday we can discuss skull shapes, Queen Alexa. I will.
Oh well, we're gonna start doing YouTube debates pretty soon, actually.
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm actually planning on doing a eugenics debate pretty soon.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so the edgier debate panels are returning. So I used to do those a long time ago. I used to do things about like JQ and stuff like that. When my other co-host was a Nazi, aka Brittany from Completely Provoked, we used to do shows on a weekly basis. But then that's not happening anymore. So now I'm just doing it all on my own.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, I plan to do a 40-person panel soon.
That sounds awful. 40-person
Oh,
people
I
all
did
trying
a-
to talk?
Oh yeah, I did a 30 one time.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, that sounds awful. How does anybody get a word
It
in?
was great. You don't.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And this is what makes it better. I did everyone. I had Doobie and Mr. Girl and Prime and fucking Matty Cakes and Hans Bakir and Chud, and I had all the fun people. Star and Zonia and all your fun people. I had them all at once.
I think I might have seen that actually.
Yeah, most people have.
That does sound familiar now that you bring it up. Yeah.
It was about platforming. That was a debate. Brett Revoked. That was great.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to bed. I can barely breathe, and I haven't been able to breathe well for the past 5 hours. So.
Don't George
Why?
Floyd it.
What?
Have a good night.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Are you sick or are you just?
Yeah, I'm
what the
sick.
fuck?
I'm sick.
Aw.
So
There's a
I'll.
knee on his neck.
Yeah, I'll get better, and sleeping is just what I need. I just need to sleep.
Okay.
But
That's what I need.
good conversation afterwards. I glad we established.
it?
I'm glad we established once and for all that race-based reparations are a bad idea. There we go.
Yeah, they're racist. Yeah, but class-based is based.
I want Black Yamato to like understand that like. Yeah, I feel like we need to talk about it more.
Sure.
Yeah, but you two are both racist, so you can't talk with them about it because you're racist.
I mean,
Okay.
being racist is subjective. So yeah, I mean, according to some
No, it's
people.
being based. You said it wrong. Being racist is based.
Okay, fair
You're
enough. Oh, okay. So then you are in favor of race-based reparations because racism is based.
Well, no. See, I'm for the correct kind of racism. I want to, like, Jim Crow?
Don't say no. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll catch you later, Queen Alexa. Bye, Durka. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good night.
Yeah, catch you
Ciao,
later.
ciao.
Oh my God. All right. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna send you guys on over to Prime's panel. I already gave Scott one raid today. We'll just send him on over to Prime. And yeah, I know it is. Corey, thank you so much for tuning in and cheering me on. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but I'm glad that you were around. It was fun, and it's always good to have you, either talking to you or in the chat. So, all right, everybody, I will catch y'all later. Might do Saturday, might not, depending on what's all going on. Yeah, improv. I mean, I gave it a shot. I like dishing out some criticism and stuff, like in terms of like debate and stuff. Criticism of ideas, obviously, never the person, but obviously in this kind of environment, it was totally different. So, okay, /raid. And I saw yours, Corey, as well. It was very good. I saw yours in preparation. Your turn or your time on the improv show. So good. Kudos to you as well. And follow me if you haven't followed me. Thanks. Shit. Okay, I'll follow you right now. I didn't even know I didn't follow you.